Good day everyone, this is Mariane Feniza and today we're going to tackle about the 20 most common grammatical errors in English. To start with, we have the fields and misuse in order to summarize and specify in which fields or aspects does people usually have a mistake in having grammar. We have here the mistake in apostrophes, verbs, prepositions, and sentences. In the category of apostrophe, we have a mistakes in using the word your and your. Sorry for the typo. Whose and whose. There and there. It's and its. And girls and girls. In verbs, we have a mistakes in using the word is and are. Has and have. In the prepositions, we have a mistake in using in and on. And in sentences, mistakes in capitalization, spacing, and punctuations. Now let's start with apostrophes and the mistake between your and your. We have an example here in the mistake of your. You're so funny. It is wrong because it is a misspelled term to shorten the words you are, and it is used for describing the subject, when it should be used to show possession of a thing by someone. Example, your jokes are funny. It shows possession because the jokes here is being owned by the pronoun your. And the difference between this word, your, is that is your bag. It gets swapped with the role of the word your, which shows ownership or possession of something. And a mistake because it is mostly used to describe a subject. Example, you're the owner of the bag. Now always remember the difference between your and your is that your is used to show ownership, and it's usually followed by a noun that acts as a direct subject. Example, your bag is full, with the word bag here as a noun acting as a direct object of the word your. The direct object that is possessed by the word your. And the word your is used to describe someone. Example, you're so pretty. Next is the difference between apostrophes whose and whose. Whose, example, whose wallet is this? And it is a mistake because it has a direct object, and it is emphasizing ownership when it should be dapat, shortened term for the word who is, and is simply used to ask for someone or a person. The right use, who's the owner of this wallet? The difference between the word whose is that, example mistake, who's Megan? Is wrong because it is used to ask for someone, and is a misspelled term to shorten the words who is, when it should be used to ask as well as to show ownership of an object, and used usually followed by a noun. Like example, whose bag is this? Megan. The word bag here acted as a direct object that is showing possession and ownership. But next, always remember, whose is used to simply ask for someone. Example, who's that pretty lady? And whose is used to show possession of an object, and it always has a direct object. Like example, whose necklace is this? With the word necklace here as the direct object. Next is the difference between there, and they are. There, commonly used as a mistake of they're so noisy. It is used as a misspelled term to shorten the words they are, when it should be used to point a location. Example, the noise was over there. It points out a location where the noise is coming from. Next, there. Common mistake, they're so awesome. It is a misspelled term to shorten the words they are, when it should be used to identify a group of people. For example, their party is so awesome. Next, their example mistake. Their group is so chaotic. And it's wrong because it is used to identify a group of people only when it should be used to identify a group of people from a distance. Example, they are so chaotic. Always remember, there is used to identify location. There is used to identify a group of people, and there is used to identify a group of people from a distance. Now let's proceed with apostrophe from the word it's and its. It's a wonderful day, and it's a mistake because it is used as a shortened term of the word it has when it's supposed to be a possessive pronoun for neutral genders. It could be an object or a person. Example, your necklace is eye-catching. I am left in awe for its beauty. The word its here is used as a pronoun in order to substitute necklace, which is a neutral gender of an object. 9. It's. I am in awe for its beauty. That is a mistake because it is used as a pronoun that substitutes an object of neutral gender when it should be a shortened term for the word it has. It is commonly used to present a declarative statement. The right use for this is, it is my birthday today. Always remember, its is a pronoun for nouns with neutral gender. Like, that bag is pretty. I wonder if it's customized. Its is a substitute for the word bag, which has a neutral gender. It is commonly used for declarative statements. Example, it's a wonderful day. Next is the differences, mistakes in the apostrophe girls and girls. Apostrophe S. Example, we are having a girls' night out. It is wrong form of subject because apostrophe S are commonly used for singular object, and we are using here a pronoun we, which is a plural. And if it's plural, and if the pronoun is plural, it is supposed to be understandable that the antecedent should be plural as well. However, apostrophe S is commonly used for singular objects. It is understandable that the girls here is actually a singular, and that is wrong. The correct usage is that girls sleeping at all night. Next is S apostrophe. Example, this girl's having an alone time. It's wrong form of subject because S apostrophe are commonly used for plural object, and the word this is actually used for singular subjects, and the S apostrophe is for plural and is a wrong subject verb agreement. Right use is I love those girls' bucket list. Now always remember, apostrophe S is used for singular objects. Example, that boy's handsome. And S apostrophe is used for plural objects. Like, that boy's game was interesting. The boys' games were interesting. Now, the difference between the verb is and are. Is and are. Everyone are having fun. And it is a mistake because the subject is distributed. And it's supposed to be the word are used for plural objects. Example, they are having fun. You can use is if the subject ends with one and body. For example, everyone and everybody. And the example here, everyone is used, so the verb should be used here is instead of are. because everyone here is ends with the word one. Next word, has and have. Has. Those has expired. There's a wrong subject verb agreement because has is only used for singular third person pronouns and nouns. Like for example, that has expired. Have. Example, this have started to rot. It is a mistake because it has wrong subject verb agreement. When it should be used as it should be used for first and second person pronouns. It's also used for third person plural pronouns and nouns. Example, these have started to rot. Always remember, has is used for singular nouns and pronouns. It does have third person point of view, like she has to wake up early. Have is used for plural pronouns and nouns, and it has a first and second point of view, like I have reviewed my homework. Next is the preposition in and on. Not a lot of prepositions, but we're discussing here is the everyday mistakes in constructing sentences. In, I am in the train. The sentence itself is a mistake because the word in is actually used if the subject is in an enclosed space or a place where he or she cannot move or walk. Example, I am in the car. In the car, people cannot actually walk, okay? Unlike in the train where you can actually make a small steps. Next is on. They are on the car. The scenario itself is wrong because the word on is used if the subject is in a surface or in an open space or a place where they can move. Like for example, they are on the train. The train we can move, so you're using word on here. Unlike the car, which we cannot move. Always remember, used in is used in an enclosed space, like the bag is in the compartment. And on is used in an open space, like they are walking on the streets. Now, proceed with the mistakes in using sentences, the capitalization, spacing, and punctuations. Let us start with the capitalizations. Example mistake, the ship is sinking. The sentence here is a mistake because the first letter of the first word is not capitalized, when it should be important to capitalize the first letter of the first word in every sentence. Example, the ship is sinking. Next is spacing. I like her. She's so pretty. It is a mistake because it does not have a space after the period, when it should be important to put spaces after finishing a sentence before adding another sentence. Example, I like her. She is so pretty. Lastly, the punctuations. Example, the sun is so bright. Is the sun bright? There is no period and question mark in a sentence, and that's a mistake because punctuations are important to put when making a sentence. Example, the sun is bright. Is the sun bright? That will be all. Thank you.